mentioned it to me, and then I went in search of it.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so she wrote a book. So Accenture still continuing that tradition today as a staff of Accenture. There's always a book every time that the firm chooses, and then they give to their staff. And I was at Accenture 2 weeks ago to run a program there. You know, because I was amazed at that time. I was proud to have worked there. You know, it's a learning organization. You walk in there, you just know that this is a different environment.
All Inspiration FM staff reading or listening to this program, you are going to start reading from tomorrow, immediately. I know many of you read, but now we're going to take it as a function.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Right. Okay, I'm going to allow people to call you.
Okay.
And somebody has just sent a message saying, "Good day, Oga Sonny. I know Oga Martins publishes Bottom Line. Let him be careful of what?" The message didn't complete. Okay, look, what's your name again? It's not even given. Please send your message properly. What is Bottom Line?
Bottom Line was a magazine I started publishing. It's a business and career publication that was by subscription. So for last about 10 years, you know.
Wow.
I was doing that, and I think that was what gave me the what do I call it? Maybe the skill or the drive, you know, to be doing what I'm doing and to even publish this book. So, yes, you know, Bottom Line, we no longer publish it as a hard copy publication. We're trying to migrate it into online, you know, because there was a lot of information there. Yes.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yes, go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Sorry?
Festac. Jacob from Festac.
Jacob from Festac. Okay. Powerful man of the Bible. Yes, what's your question?
Thank you, sir. I actually called to commend your guest.
Okay.
I've actually been listening to him all this while during the Fidelity SME forum.
He's in MSc. Yes, you're welcome. Go on.
But I didn't know he's this inspiration now, and I've actually learned from him. But the question I have is that most of the time.
Oh,
we lost the call.
3. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Sonny. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Hello. I'm very well, thank you. Andy?
I'm fine. What's your name?
My name is Adobe.
Adobe. Okay. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lagos, Ikeja.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Guest, good afternoon. I'm sorry I didn't get your name.
Martin Udoge.
Okay, Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Martin Udoge. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Adobe.
I'm one of your addicts for Tuesday's SME forum.
Oh,
the reason why I think Nigerians don't read, most Nigerians, I'm not going to generalize because I'm Nigerian and I read, is 1, outside the environment, 2, the ambition to learn more. Because reading is your own personal development. No one is going to shove it at you. Even if you work in a company where they force you to read, and at the end of the day they do appraisal, you just read for the reading sake. Or if you really want to read and learn, then it is your own personal development. I can remember when I got a job in Coca-Cola in London. The truth of the matter why I got that job was when the ED was interviewing me, and we started chatting. But both people, when they interview you, they don't do the normal kind of intense interview. It's just passive. And we're talking about books. And it's like, oh, what book have you read that is really good? And by the time I mentioned the book, he was like, oh, that's one of my favorite books, you know. And then, believe you me, the next day, within 2 hours, I got the job. And when we got talking, I was like, I see you're very exposed. You're Nigerian, as it claims. I never claim I'm British. I always do the Nigerian route. And it's like, you're the first Nigerian to say the read. And from there, it gets me, you know, speaking. And when I talk to people, the first thing I do is reading. I've started my own company. And everybody, you read a book a week. It's standard.
Wow.
So I think it's the environment, really. My father was a chief pharmacist, and he encouraged us to read. I read newspapers. My niece is 7. She learns a vocabulary word a day. And then she reads. My other niece is 4, and she sounds and she reads. Sometimes when she's reading, I say, okay, Toby, spell. And she does it, and then she reads. So at the end of the day, I think it's the culture, you individual, no one can make you read. You know, just read. And thanks for doing that. And also, probably we don't have free newspapers. Because when you they go London now, as they enter train station, you see Evening Standard and Metro newspaper. Because everybody they read for train.
In fact,
here we don't.
Even pick papers that others have read because as they read, they drop it, and which is a very good way
and then you carry and then you read.
Yeah.
So that is how it is. My own mother, is 70. She's 71 this year. Anytime my brother comes back, he buys the newspaper and she reads. 71-year-old woman. They will now be entirely.
No. Don't stop making her sound old. She's a young babe.
It is well. I hope they do that. If they can imbibe it into primary school, that would be awesome. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, darling. This is why we're putting this out. Hello. Oops, that's a bad sign. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. What's your name? Sorry?
Sister, where can we get the book?
Where can you get the book? Yes, where can you get the book?
Okay, the book is available right now in Latana bookstores. That is in number 13 Okwawo Street, opposite the Hotel.
Victoria Island.
Victoria Island. But they can also get it online. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. But it's available locally.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Any more questions?
I hope, yes, sir. I hope you treated the issue of retention of what we are reading, because there are a lot of noise and
retention. Okay. Like when you are reading, retentive memory, retaining what you read.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think that's a function. You have anything to say about that?
On how to retentive memory? Yes. Yeah. There's a chapter in this book that talks about how to be focused. The more you read, we just listen to Adobe now. You can see how impressive she was, the way she spoke, and how she got her job. People just, there's so much benefit to reading, Uncle Sonny. Like she said, really, you don't need somebody to give you incentive. It's like working out. If you exercise, you feel good. You don't. The reward might not be immediate, but over time, you are just a different human being. So reading.
Somebody who taught me in school.
Yes.
Can't believe that I didn't study law, because Perry Mason was my favorite.
You see, there's an example I have about a gentleman.
And I still read John Grisham today.
Exactly. There's a gentleman who came to work for me some time ago in Bottom Line. I think he had a pass in geology. Okay. So and then he had missed out on his service, so he needed to wait 1 year. And so the family friend came to us and said, "Can this guy just be with you guys for a year, because we don't want him just being at home." So his prognosis wasn't looking good. I said, "Okay, let him just come." I made this guy my research assistant, Okosoni, and I'll give him something to read, to summarize, to research this. Over time, the guy just grew into that reading culture. Later, he went to do his MBA. He read geology. He made a pass. He came out with a distinction in his MBA. And I was asking him, Uwa, how did you do it? He said, Oga Martin, is that same technique? I read something and I can remember 3 or 4 other things I've read, and I bring them together. And my classmates are like, wow, the lecturer was like, today, Uwa just got a job recently. He's going to be in charge of West Africa for a global company, and his boss is based in Dubai.
Let me take one question. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, quickly, because go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Stanley.
Stanley. Okay. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Lupeju.
Go ahead.
Okay. Now you said, employ your time by improving yourself, reading other men's writing, so that you shall gain easily what others have never had for. The moment I read that, in fact, I think, and then I find out that, in fact, that statement, I think about that statement throughout the whole day. Now, somebody has taken time to write a book. As long as I know, writing a book can take 2, 3, or 5 years to write. Somebody has taken time and pen to write this book. And if you now come across such book, you read it judiciously, religiously, you understand? Then you are most likely to hear this thing within 30 days.
Okay, so I'm going to take a short break now. Stop them. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, hello there.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you?
This is Lambe calling from Michi. I'm fine.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I want Mr. Martin Udoge to help me explain more on studying and reading, because as a student,
you're studying, and likewise, you also want to read. So I want him to expatiate more on studying and reading. How can you study and read at the same time? And I also want him to tell me tell us the title of the book and also where we can get it. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Fantastic. God bless you.
Good question. First, the book, How to Read More, you can get in Lagos in Latana Bookstore. That's on number 13 Okwawo Street off Adetokunbo Ademola opposite Eko Hotel. But I'm sure if you go to any of your local bookstores, wherever, and you tell them it's available at Latana, they'll be able to get it. Okay. So that's about the book. Now, yes, what I was saying was that in school, I think she said she's in school, right?
Yes.
So what she should be doing now is study. Uncle Sonny, that's intense study. That's what you are doing. You are reading to pass an exam and to pass very well, or you have an assignment. So I won't be surprised if I see you reading, at a sitting for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, for as long as possible. Now, that's study. Now, when you've left school and you are working as a professional, we shouldn't stop. We should now transition into reading. Now, reading means, maybe it's just semantics, okay? But reading means you don't use that same intense study that we are doing in school.
Okay.
You now be reading at your own pace. You don't have to stay for because you can't have 1 hour. If you're a professional, it's not possible. So maybe 30 minutes in the morning or sometime.
It's like cat napping,
Yes.
Short nap.
I can read for 10 minutes.
Me too.
Yes. You read 2 pages, 3 pages.
See, I'm equating myself with you. Help me.
So before you know it, you have finished a book. A book, a 20-page book, a 200-page book, you should finish in 10 hours. It shouldn't take you but you can't get 10 hours in a day or a week
unless you're an insomniac in the night. Just
but it's how you allocate your time. So you make it. That's why the reading has to be enjoyable. You are reading it. You are going at your own pace. So I don't know if that explains what I was trying to.
I think that does.
Okay.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Quickly, please.
Yes, sir. Okay, my name is Abiola Salami. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Mr. Martin, congratulations. Thank you very much for writing this book. I'm not surprised anyway. The first time I saw you, you looked like a professor. I just need 10 autographed copies from you. Just keep them for me.
10?
Wow. We have summer jam, sir.
Thank you
you'll be there.
much.
Up you. God bless you.
Thank you. I'm going to autograph them, right? Thank you very much.
What's your name again so I will remember?
Abiola Salami.
Abiola Salami.
Yes,
oh, yes,
Abiola
the champ. Is that the champ?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
Don't worry. I owe you my program. I owe you this program. Yes, you're coming next. I think you're coming. Okay, mid-October because I already am booked again as usual.
It's all right.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. How are you? Good afternoon.
I want to say a big thank you to your writer there.
Yes.
It just flashed my mind about family reading. It was what my dad was doing when he was having chance with us those days, and it's a big one. And every family needs that. It's a good one.
Thank you.
About.
Yes, sir.
We're top there.
My
name is Solomon. You top there first. Your voice in this palace.
Okay,
here. God bless you,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Talk means long live the king. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm hearing myself.
I want to ask Mr. Martin, how are we going to be able to read and be able to store it in our head in case we have an exam? Be able to know how to store it in our brain.
Wow. What's your name? We lost that call. Yeah, how to retain what you've read.
Yes.
Fantastic. I think that's a very good question. I think it's part of, let me just add, maybe address the answer to her. I think one of the ways you can do that is to minimize, distractions, stay away from Cartoon Network, from, when you are reading, forget about television, forget about social media, Facebook. When you are reading, just focus on your book. Don't let any other thing come into your head at that point in time. Now, when you finish and you've read and you've done all your assignment, now you can go play. You can go ride your bicycle. You can watch TV. You can watch one video.
So you have to schedule your time.
You have to schedule your time. Okay. So when it's reading, it's reading. After now, what happens with many people, many of us, is that we cram everything into our brain. So you are reading and you are thinking of other things. How you're going to hold this show, who the next guest is going to be, whether there will be traffic, whether it's going to rain, will there be light when I get home, or But if one thing I've learned, Uncle Sonny, is that there's a book I cited earlier, Your Brain at Work. The book actually says that the optimum things you can keep in your brain at any one time is 4 things. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What are they?
Any 4 things.
Any 4 things?
Yes. So you retain that in your brain. And so as you accomplish that, others come in. That's the way to make. So that's when you are reading, you focus. And when you finish it, you can do other things.
Wow. I think that really the system, the society, can actually mold you, and you can also mold yourself within the same society. You can determine when to do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
So, hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Bonnie.
Good afternoon. You are the people that make me who I am. What's your name?
Topic. And I also want to commend your station and mention that Titi has an on-air book club.
Yes, of course.
Friday.
Fantastic.
And it has really encouraged some of us to start reading again.
And we are very proud of her. Hello, go on. Yes.
It's a good program, and I thank Mr. Edozie for writing the book out, get a copy, and then pass it on to my kids.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you, madam. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Sammy.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Martin Udoge. Uncle Sammy.
Yes.
I think I'm the happiest man on earth for having Mr. Martin Udoge.
What's your name? So that we can put it in a plaque.
Oh, David Uzo, Israel.
David Uzo. Okay.
Israel.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Island.
You say Israel is your last name?
Yes, sir.
David Israel.
David Uzo, Israel.
Yes, sir.
Oh, the quite serious. The king of Israel and made Israel his last name.
Yes.
Okay. You're special. Okay, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Wonderful topic, wonderful guest.
Thank you.
May God enrich you and enrich your coast and grant all your heart desires.
Amen. Thank you very much, David.
Thank
my
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Uncle Sir, you're not giving my ticket to come down.
Did you win?
I'm playing, I didn't win. I don't know what's happening.
Well, lucky dip. That's what we do. Take
Have a
down the
nice
names.
day, sir.
Okay then. Thank you. Bye.
I remember Mr. Martin. Have a nice day.
Thank you, David.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes. How are you?
Yeah, fine. I know. I didn't know I cut off you that time.
Okay.
Yeah, just for a quick round of my career now. I just want to say, writers are intelligent people. And we readers should learn to leverage on that, because they are taking much time to write something for us.
Yes, yes.
So we should just learn to leverage on that, so that we can improve our own intellectual capacity.
Okay.
So I commend your guest there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Uncle Sonny. Good afternoon. Sorry.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And Martin Udoge, good afternoon. I normally listen to you every Tuesday.
Thank you.
Uncle Sonny, there was a time you were talking about. You were saying you don't know these kids nowadays. They can't put like two sentences together. You don't know what is going on in school. I wanted to draw your attention that lately, have you noticed the kind of teachers that teaches these children?
Martin even mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, you guys are lucky that you had free education. And with what I heard, they said the white people were here to teach you guys and all those stuff.
Well, I was taught by blacks, and a mixture of whites and blacks, actually.
Mixture of whites and blacks.
Yes.
Okay. We didn't have these facilities you guys have. And now it's even worse. If you don't have money, you can't. I feel for these children that goes to public school, because they don't even, aside the ones that go to federal government colleges, the other ones, they don't even have these facilities, and it's not their fault. Everybody is just talking, the graduates they are producing nowadays is not good enough and all this stuff. But is this their fault? If their parents can't take them to good schools, pay for good schools. If I have money, why don't I take my kids to one of the best schools in America and say, okay, go to a private school there and come back and all this stuff. I don't have that fault. It's not their fault. And Matthew, thank you so much for telling us that when you read, you mention Obama, you mention
Condoleezza Rice. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I so much appreciate that. But do you know now that these teachers don't even give these kids novels to come home with to read? You even practically go to school to beg them. Give these kids novels to read. They don't. They don't, and they keep blaming it to the parents. How many? Actually, those parents are saying Lagos. My heart goes to them.
Are you a parent?
I'm a parent.